Hi, as you know, one of the ways to immigrate to the US is to find an appropriate job position. Okay, but how? Employment-based immigrant visas or EB visas allow you to live and work in the United States. An EB visa is divided into 5 categories. Today, I want to tell you about the US EB3 visa. Hi, this is Max from the Visa Library. In this video, I will give you information about the USA EB3 visa, including the processing time, the cost to be paid, priority date, interview questions, and so much more. Okay, no time to waste. Subscribe to our channel to support us and get a free cheat sheet for this visa. Let's go. What is a USA EB3 visa? Let's see. EB3 visa is for applicants who fall into one of 3 categories. Number 1, skilled workers. People in this category have at least 2 years of work experience or have a completed 2-year training course. Their work experience should not be seasonal or temporary. Number 2, professionals. These people need a higher education degree such as a bachelor's degree. Number 3, unskilled workers. This includes people who have less than 2 years of work experience or training. Now, some bad news. A limited number of EB3 visas are issued per year. Therefore, not all eligible people can obtain their visas. I'm sorry. One more thing. The processing time may be a bit longer. Again, I'm sorry. Now, what are the benefits of EB3 visa holders? Let's see. Holders of an EB3 visa can start their job without obtaining an employment authorization document or EAD. They can also live permanently in this country, US, change their employer and job position, get a green card, travel from and to the US, and live in different US states. Now, what are the requirements of an EB3 visa? Generally speaking, applicants must first find an employer and a permanent job offer in the United States. In addition, their level of education and work experience should be equivalent of the job position they find. First, skilled workers. They need labor certification plus a full-time job offer. They have to provide proof of 2 years of work experience and training. It's very important. 2 things. A post-secondary education may be considered as training, and a qualified worker who can do the job must not be available in the United States. Next, professionals. They need labor certification plus a full-time job offer. They have to prove that they have a bachelor's degree or an equivalent, and this is a prerequisite for entry into the occupation. 3 things. Having education and experience cannot be a substitute for a degree. Professionals must meet the other requirements of the labor certification. And last one, a qualified worker who can do the job must not be available in the US. Last category, unskilled workers. Again, they need labor certification plus a full-time job offer. They need less than 2 years of work experience or training to do unskilled labor that is not temporary or seasonal. Again, 2 things to discuss. A qualified worker who can do the job must not be available in the United States, and the workers must meet the other conditions of the labor certification. Let's talk about the employer. The employer must prove that he or she could not find a qualified employee among the US citizens. In addition, the employer must be able to pay financially for the sponsorship process as well as the offered salary of the EB3 visa holder. How to apply for a USA EB3 visa? Let's see. To apply for an EB3 visa, an employer must first submit applications to the US Department of Labor or DOL and the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services or USCIS. First, let's talk about the actions that the employer must take. Step 1. Apply to DOL for labor certification. The employer must first send ETA Form 9089 to the US Department of Labor to prove that he or she could not find an eligible employee and has to hire a foreign worker. The DOL examines the application and will inform the employer and the employee of the results. If approved, the employer will receive labor certification. Then the employer can file a petition to the USCIS. The link for the Form 9089 is in our website. I will put the link in the description. Don't worry. Step 2. Submit an application to the USCIS. At this step, the employer must submit Form I-140 to the USCIS. The employer must also provide proof of his or her financial viability using financial statements, audits, and tax returns. USCIS reviews the petition and makes a decision. If the application is approved, the file will be sent to the National Visa Center or NVC. NVC assigns a case number to the petition. When the applicant's priority date becomes current, NVC will send in case number information on how to complete the Form DS-261 and a list of medical examinations to the EB3 visa applicant. Now, let's talk about the actions that the employee must take. Step 1. Complete and submit the Form DS-261. You, as the employee, must visit the website of the Consular Electronic Application Center or CEAC to access the online immigration visa form. After completing the form, a confirmation page will appear and you must send it to the NVC along with other documents. Again, link for this form is in our website and I will put the link in the description. Step 2. Perform medical examinations and vaccinations. NVC will provide you with instructions on how to do medical examinations. You must go to a certified physician to complete some forms and documentation. Step 3. Prepare your documents. As an EB3 visa applicant, you must provide some documents. Number 1. A passport. Your passport must be valid for at least 6 months from the date you leave the United States. Number 2. 2 photos. They must be based on the US photo requirements. Number 3. Your academic degree and resume. Number 4. Completed forms related to medical examinations and vaccinations. Number 5. Confirmation page of Form DS-261. Number 6. Employment letter written by the employer. Number 7. The approved labor certification. And number 8. The clean criminal record certificates. Step 4. Participate in a visa interview. After your documents are reviewed, NVC will schedule an interview for you at the embassy. On the day of the interview, the consular officer will ask some questions about the purpose of your trip to the United States, the company that is employing you, your previous work experience, and your educational background. What else? Academic qualifications and training. Step 5. Receive NVC package and travel to the USA. If your visa application is approved, NVC will send you a package that is not meant to be open. You are not allowed to open that. This package will be opened in the United States by an immigration officer, and they will decide whether or not you can enter the United States. Now, how much is the application fee for an EB3 visa? In the process of applying for a USA EB3 visa, the employer and employee must pay a fee to file their petition and complete the forms. The amount of costs varies, so I can't give you an exact number. The employer must pay for an application for a labor certification from the US Department of Labor and the cost of filling the Form I-140 petition. The employee must pay for medical examinations, the cost of obtaining the supporting documents, and the cost of translating documents into English. How long does it take to issue an EB3 visa? EB3 visa processing time is a bit long because there is an annual cap on the issuance of this visa. Applicants are expected to have to wait 1 to 3 years to obtain an EB3 visa. Sorry. One last thing. Can an EB3 visa holder bring family members to the United States? Yes. If you receive a US EB3 visa, you can bring your spouse and unmarried children under the age of 21 to the United States. Skilled workers and professionals can apply for an E34 visa for their spouses and E35 visa for their children. Skilled workers can also bring their spouses to the United States on an EW4 visa and their children on an EW5 visa. Holders of these visas can work in the United States but must first apply for an employment authorization documents. Here you go. Now you have it all. Now you can go and start your US EB3 visa application after you subscribe to our channel and like this video. The link for those forms I told you about are on our website. I have put the link for our article in the description. You can go to our website and download the free cheat sheet I have prepared for you as well. Thank you all for watching.